this is a race that's on the Kentucky Derby points list. The winner gets 10 points. And it's not a big field. It's only 6 horses. But it's an interesting race because I think the favorite, Authentic, could lose because he only has one sprint start at 5.5 furlongs. He did win at Del Mar, and he is an expensive horse trained by Bob Baffert, but I just don't trust Authentic at all. I think going from 5.5 furlongs to 1 mile will be tough on him, and I don't trust his pedigree.
The step up from 5.5 furlongs to 1 mile is too much for him. Also, I didn't like the way he won. Visually, he looked slow. Just visually. I also don't like the pedigree for 1 mile. I prefer the other Baffert. The other Baffert is Azul Coast. Azul Coast, okay, broke his maiden on his debut at Los Alamitos. It's not the best track, but he had a lot of issues, especially on the first turn. He was too wide and was wide the whole trip. Even though that issue, the horse won by 4 lengths and now get the Joel Rosario in the irons. I think this horse likes the distance. He has the pedigree to be a miler, and he has been recording fast workouts for this race.
Well, yeah, he broke his maiden at 1 mile, so I'm not worried about the distance. But like you said, it was at Los Alamitos, and I don't think that runner-up, Special Day, is much of a horse. I think he's pretty weak. But like you said, he did go wide. He led and kind of drifted in, according to the comments. So he could move forward from that race. He's one of my choices. He's probably my second choice, a very close second choice. I think he could easily be my first choice, too. It is Bob Baffert, so he could improve.
Yes, indeed. I think this race is a kind of matchup. Taishan beat Tisa Magician last time out, and Tisa Magician was very impressive yesterday. And I think he would be a contender for the road to the Kentucky Derby. Yes, the race was over 1 mile, and he beat a good horse. He beat a horse by Include. I bet that horse. Divine Armor. Yeah, Divine Armor. He was second, but Tisa Magician really looked very professional. I think the best is yet to come for him.
Okay, but how do you think Taishan beat Tisa Magician? How did he look doing it?
That day Taishan showed a lot of courage because Tisa Magician passed him, and in the stretch, it seemed that Taishan never gave up and finally won the race.
Yeah, I agree. I also think he has a pretty good Time Firm US speed figure. On Time Firm US, Taishan has a 103, and that's higher than Authentic and Azul Coast. But I know on Breeze, Taishan isn't that fast.
Yes, according to BreezeNet, he recorded an 87 speed figure.
Yeah, but I'm okay with that.
Slower than Azul Coast that recorded 90. At least Taishan has the experience to run at Santa Anita. And Azul Coast is the first time in this track. The experience, I think I will give Taishan the slight edge. And Azul Coast as my second choice, but I think he can beat Taishan.
Okay, I'll go with Taishan over Azul Coast, and maybe Authentic could fade into third.
Okay, so let's move to the other stakes. The other stakes is the Macho Man Stakes over 1 mile to be contested at Gulfstream Park. So this field is a 7-horse field. Well, in this race, I think we agree with As Sing as TV. The horse has a good pedigree for the distance. He's by Lucky Not Lucky out of a pulpit mare, and is in his last race just sit behind the front runner.
Right.
And Yes, and in the stretch, he looked like he would like more distance.
Yeah, I think so too. The damn Untamed Passion is a half sister to a horse named Fantastic Cat who won the 2004 Super Derby. Anyways, it looks like this horse has some tactical speed too, and that's part of why I like him as well. And and yeah, his time farm US speed figures are pretty good. He has a 103, 110, and 101. I really can't find anything wrong with him.
Yes, just watching the speed figures, seen on TV is the fastest horse of the field.
What's his speed figures look like
Maybe
on Greece?
101. Chances recorded 102, but that race was a restricted race for Florida breds. About Chances, I don't know because it seems that the horse is a one-dimensional horse. The only chance to win is to ward the field, and there is a lot of horses with early speed like Smash Factor, Achar, maybe Inter Miami, but I think Inter Miami is a horse that can sit behind the speed. Especially when I saw her debut, okay, he broke his maiden in a maiden claiming, started on second place and just passed the leader with very easy. And well, I like this horse because he has some speed with big drama, but her dam is by Colonel John, so maybe there is some stamina there.
I don't think the maximum security situation is always going to happen every single year. I think that's just a rare occurrence. I need to see one
Yes,
more from Inter Miami.
yes, could be, but after the race, he worked very fast. You see, his workout after the race was on December 22, 5 furlongs in 1 minute. And then 7 days later, 5 furlongs and 1 minute, 1 second. And the jockey, okay, I think is Irat Ortiz, so there is some confidence with this horse.
Yeah, I'll give you that. I think it's a good sign that Irad Ortiz thinks it's worth its time to ride the horse. But
Okay,
I can't choose him.
okay, fine. What do you think of Sole Volante? He's unbeaten in 2 starts.
I
He
think he has a
always
small chance. His half brother was named Explode, and Explode won on dirt last year in the Canadian Derby, but this is a different sire. Explode sire is Crapshot, and this sire is Correct on Tie, who was a
yeah,
turf miler.
yeah. Sol Volante has the same damn line to Ulysses. Ulysses is a turf horse by Galileo. And yes, Caraconti was a turf miler indeed. He won the BC Mile a few years ago. And all the Caracontis I saw this year has been turf horses. This is the first time I watch a Caraconti running on dirt.
How do you feel about South Bend, who disappointed in the Kentucky Jockey Club? He faded to sixth in that race after winning the Street Sense Stakes
Yeah.
2 starts
Yes,
ago.
but that race was over a sloppy track, so there's some excuses. And that was a grade two. Now this is just a listed stakes. He won the Street Saints, that was a non-graded stakes, like the Macho Man. So I think he has a shot. He is my third choice.
Yeah, he's my third choice too, behind SC on TV and Chadson. I think if he can save ground and return to the race that wanted the Street Sense Stakes, he saved ground on the turn, then I think he has a shot to win. La Peru stays aboard, so he has some confidence in him.
Why do you like Chance It?
Well, I like the fact that he proved himself as a router, even though it was restricted stakes. He still won at a mile and 116, and he won by 7 and 1/4 lengths. And the speed figure wasn't that fast on Time Farm US, but that was all the way back in September 28th. And it's
Yeah.
possible that he has matured and grown since September.
Yes, but this is his first time versus Open Company.
It is. Something I don't like about him is the odds. He's 9 to 5 on the morning line. I don't know if that's accurate, But I think if he was really 9 to 5, then maybe that's a little too low. What do you think of Ashar?
No, Achar, I think he looked very well on his debut with Karen McLaughlin. But in his next outing, he was terrible. He was fifth, 19 lengths to the winner. I don't know what happened to him. Okay, he ran against Independence Hall, that at that moment was considered one of the top contenders for the Kentucky Derby. I just think he needs to improve a lot to win this race.
Right, I'm not going to use him.
Yes. So finally, I'm using a Sing of TV. My second pick is the climber Inter Miami. I don't know if he's a big horse or the front runner in his maiden climbing race was a tiny, very tiny horse, but he looked a very big horse visually. And my third choice is South Bend.
Okay, my first choice is As Seen on TV, and my second choice is either Chanson or South Bend. And I think if he won a long shot, Silvolante, maybe he could hit the board. If he gets lucky, maybe he could upset the race, but more likely to hit the board. And those are my picks.
I just see Sol Volante shining on turf races in the future.
Yeah, that could happen.
This is just a kind of experiment, but
But
I
I just
think
want to see it first. I'm giving him
yes,
one
me
chance.
too. Me too. Yes.
Yeah. Okay, so those are our thoughts on the Sham Stakes and the Macho Man Stakes. Stay tuned next week for another episode of the Sigi and Reinier Show. And be sure to follow us on Twitter.